not going to...
probably talk about 3 you want to get rid of.
Yeah, so I mean, if I did have to choose 3 signings, there would be my only 3 signings for the Chelsea. It would probably be Ivan Toney up front. I know that money is obviously an obstacle.
Really? What about the 262 charges he apparently faces and a lengthy
Even
ban?
if it's
that's apparently
it's proper Chelsea.
That could cut the price. That could cut the price. Then we got.
They love that stuff there. Oh no, you got to hold a bit of gold.
Oh, you're funny, mate. And then we got Rice or Lavia, one of the 2. I mean, obviously depending on budget, and then goalkeeper Andre Onana.
So wait, go through them again.
Goalkeeper.
Go through them again.
Yeah,
so you said as a DM.
Yep.
And a goalkeeper, and what else?
Striker.
Oh, who's your striker option?
I said Toney.
Oh, Tony.
You just told me about the charges.
Realistic one.
I think that is
maybe. No. Out of favour at Juventus potentially.
I'm hearing Lukaku. I'm hearing Lukaku's back.
Lukaku may come back, but it depends very much on that moving part. I mean, I guess you could. Well, maybe Lukaku plays like a new signing under Poch, but
could you take him back as a Chelsea fan after the disrespect he showed to your club, though?
I don't think we have any choice, to be honest, at the moment. He's coming into a bit of form, so maybe Inter take him for another year. But otherwise, there's 2 choices. Either we let him rot and we've lost 100 mil, or we give him a chance and see if he can do something and see if what he's saying is true, that his problem was Tuchel and not the club. So I don't think we have any choice but to try and just give him another go. I don't particularly want to, but that's the thing with him. And fun fact on Southampton, 25% of their points this season have come from Chelsea, having done the double over us. So Charity FC at it again there.
Oh man,
we love to
hear it.
There you
go. Let us know in the comments if you agree with all those players for Manchester United, Tottenham and Chelsea and Liverpool to sign. But yes, Ivan Toney, you mentioned him as a striker Chelsea want to buy. If he isn't worth 100 mil, what do you actually think he is worth? 20 plus goals for a mid-table club essentially.
Say that again, sorry?
How much do you think Ivan Toney is actually worth? And I think it is important to remember the ban that could potentially come as well, because that could get him at a discount price.
Listen, the problem with valuations is it's what the club values the player at. It's similar like with Harry Kane last year when people were trying to tell us, oh, he's not actually worth 150 million. But to us, he is. So to Brentford, I can understand them saying, look, to us, he's worth that 100 million. Maybe not to you guys, but the question will be then, are clubs willing to pay it? I think any club that's willing to pay that money, knowing those allegations are hanging over his head as well. 1-1 equaliser, Chelsea, Raheem Sterling.
Love it.
Is that equation now in the
Chelsea?
Wants to give it another go under Poch next season. You love to see it.
Bayern Munich also 5 up against Schalke, who are definitely going down now. But
Raz.
Yeah, Raheem Sterling gets a goal.
Delighted for him.
An equaliser.
Looking the way it is, way that it's coming seemingly from a Forest free kick, we haven't scored a goal on the counter-attack for 18 months. Okay. So if this goal does come on the counter, it'll be our first counter-attacking goal.
Statman Tom.
In 18 months. Oh, I just read
just
too much
before
Twitter,
we see that goal, let's go back to Fuad. Did you give us a firm...
No, not worth it in my opinion.
If I say 40, does that sound fair?
Of course, 40 is fantastic. I think anything up to 60 million you pay for Ivan Toney, you're like, you know what, I'll probably get my money's worth in return, because he's, 27, 28 in the peak of his career. Probably get a good 3-4 years out of him.
Left on his
proven Premier League player, proven goal scorer, great link-up play, great hold-up play as well, great penalty taker as well, so get you those extra 4 or 5 you need per season. But yeah, so I think anything up to like 60, 65 million, you're looking at a value for money. Anything over 60 million, I think it's a bit steep in my eyes.
I think
said it would be a deflection.
If Brighton are pricing McAllister and Caicedo at midfielders at 70, 80 million, maybe more potentially, then I think Thomas Frank will look at them like, okay, I've got a 20-goal season striker. Where are you going to get those in the world these days? I want 100 million then, right? So as you said, it's true. It's whatever the club values him at. But as a personal preference, I would say right now the season's going to have that he's having. He's probably going to score a few more goals as well. Potentially 25 goals this season. I think that's an £80 million striker when we look at it in the Premier League, English tax as well, prime years.
The ban will lower that price.
And who?
The ban.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
On the pitch price and then off the pitch price as well.
Yeah,
so on the pitch, after you've said everything there, you would presume 80, but then knowing what is potentially to come.
And also, it's not unknown for Ivan Toney to Like when it comes to, everyone's seen clips of him when disrespecting Brentford, and no one's serious, no one
my
big,
God, look at
this, that,
this.
and the other. Port.
How do you miss that
Big
sitter?
chance for Harry Kane away.
Wow, you
at
would
Aston
put
Villa.
money on that. But yeah, Ivan
Puts
Toney,
away.
he would be pushing for a bigger move, 100%.
But which club would he fit in at the best?
Man United. Man United.
If Spurs let Kane,
Toney, I was just about to say.
I'm going to say Chelsea under Pochettino, similar to Kane.
Spurs.
Yeah, or maybe Spurs, but it depends on their new manager.
He
and how they
plays the
wanna work.
same way as Kane does.
Yeah, but we don't know if that's going to be changed under the new manager. Pochettino is known for the Kane roles specifically, right? Mainly, he moulded that. If Ivan Toney isn't a mould of Kane,
I really want him. Don't get me
then
wrong.
yeah, and he's right, and he's in West London. He wouldn't have to move or anything.
As long as we don't give him a number 9 shirt, because if we give him the number 9
It's
shirt,
cursed.
he'll be terrible. But you know, I think for him, there's just that fear that he comes back from a ban not the same player, or unfit, or there's always just that uncertainty when it comes to long bans. I hope I'm wrong, because he's a superb player, but there's always that uncertainty with how long the ban is and all of that. Sadly, it's something you do have to consider.
He'll probably have to stay for another year, more than likely. I think Brentford will probably price him out of the market this summer. The ban hanging over his head, he'll probably have to serve that while still being at Brentford. Best thing you can do is just get your head down once you come back from the ban.
Exactly.
And if he can get more than likely, it'll probably be like a 10-game ban, I reckon, or something.
People say
I think
6
they might
months.
throw the
Trippier
book at him and
went
say-
for longer than
But
even
if
less.
they give him 6 months in May, don't forget the
Summer.
2 months of summer.
He's already served.
He can
Yeah.
serve that already.
No,
Can he
So
Can he
my
play
thing is
pre-season?
if he misses half a season, and he can still come back that second half of next season,
Yeah.
like
Knowing
still
you've
getting
got him
12,
there to come
13,
in, yeah.
still gets you 12, 13. I think he can still get that big money move next year.
How
Yeah.
old is he though?
27, I think.
Yeah,
Okay, so he's in
27.
his prime. He
And
won't want to wait
and
too
these
long.
days, he looks like he's built like he could probably play until he's in his mid 30s potentially. Like let's say 33, 34. I think Ivan
Yeah.
Toney's got that sort of. He's athletic. He's
Yeah.
Just turned
strong.
27, yeah.
He won't want to
Clever.
wait too long for that move though.
I think, and that's the thing. I think the opportunity for a top club, a la a Chelsea or a United, I think is this summer. I think next summer,
Yeah.
after the ban, maybe you're not scoring as many after
Chelsea
being
will
banned for
get
a
a
certain
9.
period. I think
Yeah.
you might end up at like a Spurs.
Chelsea will get a 9 this summer.
100%.
Whether it's Lukaku back in or whether it's somebody else. So unless it is this summer, as you say, Fuad, I don't see Toney next summer for us. It
I think
has to be now.
Lukaku really needs to think about his future as well at the same
Yep.
time. And I'm talking about within himself because
He's
there's
unprofessional,
A guy on my channel called Mo, he's an Inter Milan fan. It's the same issues with Lukaku wherever he's been, is his weight issue, being too stocky and stuff like that. Everyone wants the Everton type Lukaku. If he's going to be like that in the Prem, he's going to suffer. Like he come back from injury very unfit. Inter Milan are not even playing him. They're playing Edin Dzeko over him these days.
He's scored a few in the last few weeks, hasn't he?
Yeah,
He's
but-
had a decent season.
But the Inter Milan
Winter.
fans, I
Last
can
couple
tell
of
you
weeks
from
he's
his
scored.
perspective,
Yeah,
from the actual
he's
Inter Milan
been
fan,
underwhelmed.
they can't stand him. They don't want him. They don't even want to buy him. And he needs to look with himself how he wants to view himself in his career.
I've made a point on Lukaku. I don't think he's left any club he's been at on good terms.